welcome back. Today we have our last video in design Facebook newsfeed system. Today we will make a wrap up of the full design that we had designed. Before I just make a wrap up, I just want to talk about what we have done in the previous videos. So in the previous videos we talked about the deep dive, and before that we talked about how to propose a high level design, and before that we talked about how to understand the problem and establish the designing scope. So we use this framework to understand be successful in our system design interview. We start first with understanding the problem, and we said that understanding the problem is the most important step in the interview. And when you talk in this step, if you just get it wrong, it's done for you. It's the interview is off. So we have to take a lot of good attention to the first step, because it's one of the most important, in my opinion. This is the most important step, to understand the problem. And by understand the problem, maybe we have 6 questions that we want to ask. First of all, what are we designing? What is the system that we are designing right now? And the second, maybe like we talk about, what is the meaning of this specific functionality of this newsfeed, this video uploading, this chat system, things like that. Another thing that we want to talk about, the what are the devices that use our system. We want to talk about how does the system function, and specifically the fourth question, you just have to ask more than one question to just know how the system function, because you can't just say, okay, how does the system function? It doesn't work like that. You have to ask a lot of in detail questions, maybe 2, 3 things like that. The fifth one, it's, for example, how many daily active users do we have? Or maybe if we have a notification, how many notifications do we send per day? We talk about the scalability and how scalable the system is. The last one, we talk about the CAP theorem, the consistency, availability, and the partition tolerance. And do we care more to make our actual application to be consistent or be more available? And let's discuss the trade-off of that. And by asking all of these questions, you will know what your interviewer wants you exactly to design. And it's important to ask for clarifications question, even though if you think that this is the best thing, just ask, does it look good? Does the functional requirements and non-functional requirements look good? Is there anything I'm missing? If there are anything you're missing, your interviewer most probably will tell you. So in this step, maybe you don't want to spend a lot of time. We took maybe like from 5 to 7 minutes, because we only have 45 to 1 hour. So you don't want to spend a lot of time into the first step. The second step is to propose a high level design, and into the proposal high level design, we just start. We just started easy, and just talk about how the system will work. Maybe we start with one server, start with load balancer, but we don't care about the authentication, we don't care about the limits. We don't talk about in details about the services. We don't do that. We just scope a high level design. And after that, we go to the deep dive design. And the deep dive design, we just take about, your interviewer will ask you to go deep in specific components. Specifically, for example, we have a feed publishing, so we get deep dive in the fan out. We have in the feed retriever, we get deep dive into the cache, how the cache layer works. So your interviewer asks you to get deep dive in specific component. The last thing is the wrap up, and this is what I'm going to do. So in the wrap up, I would just want to say that we designed a newsfeed system, and our design contains 2 flows: the food publishing and the feed publishing, not food. I'm quite hungry. Sorry. The feed publishing and newsfeed retriever. Like any system design interview question, there is no perfect way to design the system. Every company has its unique constraints, and you must design a system to fit those constraints. Understanding the trade-offs of your design and technology choices are important, If there are a few minutes left, we can talk about, for example, I just want to say if there are a few time left, we can talk about how to scale the actual application. And the thing is that you can talk about, for example, the vertical scaling vs horizontal scaling. You can talk about using SQL or not SQL. We can talk about master slave replication. We can talk about the read replicas. We can talk also about the consistency models and database sharding. Maybe you can have other points that to make keep the web tier stateless, cache data as much as you can, support multiple data centers, maybe like lose couple of components with message queues, monitor key metrics, for instance, maybe the QPS during peak hours and latency while users refreshing their newsfeed are interesting to the monitor, for example. This is what I'm thinking about in the wrap up. I guess we start in the next video. We will talk about how to design a chat system, and I guess it will be quite interesting. So that's it for this video. I hope you like my content. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and see you in future problems.